The Everlasting Covenant. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for tuning in, and a special thanks to all our viewers and subscribers for your ongoing support. We appreciate you a great deal. The swelling of the second angel's message into the loud cry. Revelation chapter 14, verse 8, the second angel's message develops into Revelation chapter 18, verses 1 to 4, the loud cry. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. This is the second angel's message. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Revelation chapter 18, verses 1 to 4. This is the loud cry. Revelation chapter 14, verse 8 is the second angel's message, and it evolves into Revelation chapter 18, verses 1 to 4, which is the loud cry. In this video, you will learn the sequence of events taking you from the announcement of Babylon's fall to the loud cry command to come out of Babylon due to its imminent fall. Revelation 14 introduces the fall of Babylon. It is a proclamation that Babylon has fallen, meaning that it is spiritually corrupted. The fall is global but brief and is given by a single angel, which identifies the cause of Babylon's fall, which is her deceptive, intoxicating influence on the nations, and functions as a warning before the mark of the beast crisis spoken of in Revelation 14, verse 9 to 12. The second angel's message declares the condition of Babylon, but does not yet explain the full consequences of the fall of that great city, nor does it call people out of her. It is simply an announcement, but not a command. Revelation 14, 6 to 11 describes a clear sequence which is as follows: Judgment, our message, followed by the message of Babylon's fall, and ending with the mark of the beast crisis, which is the final conflict. The first angel calls attention to the everlasting gospel and presents the judgment hour message. Revelation 14, verses 6 and 7. It is followed by a single angel, which is the second angel, presenting the message of Babylon's fall. Revelation 14, verse 8. Finally, the third angel warns against receiving the mark of the beast. Revelation 14, verse 9 to 11. This structure creates a timeline in which Babylon's fall is proclaimed before the world reaches its final polarization. It is a foundation upon which later developments expand. The second angel's message is therefore not the conclusion, but the introduction to a larger prophetic process. In Revelation 18, verse 1, a new angel comes on the scene with great power. The scripture says that it is another angel having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. The fact that this angel is described as another implies continuity with the three angels of Revelation 14. Hence, it is commonly referred to as the fourth angel. The statement that it has great power and illuminates the whole earth implies a global intensified proclamation. The fourth angel gives a message that repeats and enlarges upon the second angel and is essentially the beginning of the loud cry command to come out of Babylon. Revelation 18, a reiteration of the message of the second angel with the introduction of essential new elements. Revelation 18, verse 2 is essentially a repetition of Revelation 14, verse 8. The message that Babylon the Great is fallen, proclaimed in Revelation 18, verse 2, directly echoes Revelation 14, verse 8, word for word, proving that these messages are linked, with Revelation 18 expanding on the description, telling us that Babylon has become the habitation of devils. At this stage in her development, her corruption has reached its full maturity, and the nations, kings, and merchants are now fully entangled with her, which makes the connection indisputably clear. In Revelation chapter 14, verse 8, Babylon's fall is announced, and in Revelation 18, verse 2, her fall is fully exposed. The principle of enlargement by repetition in the scriptures. The scriptures are written upon the principle of enlargement through repetition, where each repetition serves to expand upon the preceding content. Examples of this can be found in passages such as Isaiah chapter 1, verses 10 and 16, Isaiah chapter 28, verse 23, Isaiah chapter 41, verse 8, and Isaiah chapter 44, verses 1 to 3. In these verses, as well as in several others, like Revelation chapter 14, verse 8, and Revelation chapter 18, verses 1 to 4, repetition is used to clarify, elaborate, or augment what has already been articulated. The seeds of truth planted in Genesis grow to large plants in later books. The Bible is written on the growing brighter plan. Proverbs 4, verse 18. In Revelation 14, verse 8, God begins with the initial spiritual and moral fall of Babylon, progressing to Babylon's final and complete fall in Revelation chapter 18, verses 1 to 4. The fourth angel's message, which speaks of Babylon's fall, is but an enlargement of the second angel's message on the same subject. With the repetition, additional truths are brought to view. The prophecies which follow Daniel chapter 2 are but the enlargement of this foundational prophecy. The prophecy of Daniel chapter 7 covers the same course of history as that covered in Daniel chapter 2. This is again repeated in the prophecies of Daniel chapter 8 and 9, and again in Daniel chapter 10 to 11. But with each repetition, additional truths are brought to view. The New Testament writers go over the history of the past, building on it in relation to the present and the future. God intends that to the earnest seeker, the truths of his word shall be ever unfolding. While the secret things belong to the Lord our God, those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children. The idea that certain portions of the Bible cannot be understood has led to neglect of some of its most important truths. The fact needs to be emphasized and often repeated that the mysteries of the Bible are not such because God has sought to conceal truth, but because our own weakness or ignorance makes us incapable of comprehending or appropriating truth. Education, page 170 and 171 by Ellen G. White. This and the numerous other statements from the Spirit of Prophecy affirm the progression in understanding and new perspectives on established truths. This quote emphasizes the fact that biblical truths unfold for the earnest seeker, drawing from Deuteronomy 29, verse 29, to distinguish between God's revealed knowledge, which is for us, and secret things, which are his domain. The quote argues that mysteries aren't God hiding truth from us, but are human limitations preventing full comprehension. By extension, this indicates that our comprehension of the teachings conveyed by the pioneers in the 19th century serves merely as a foundation, a starting point, if you will. There are no limits. Our grasp of the doctrines handed down must develop to enable deeper understanding and further exploration. We have nothing to fear for the future, except as we shall forget the way the Lord has led us and his teaching in our past history. The importance of historical context in the loud cry movement. Knowing the past helps shape the loud cry movement today. Any contemporary loud cry movement must draw upon the wisdom of the past for its foundation. The Midnight Cry movement of 1844 signified the initiation of the journey toward the heavenly Canaan, while the Loud Cry movement emerges at its conclusion. The prophet Malachi foreshadowed this support with the words, "Behold, I will send Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord." Malachi indicated that Elijah would reconcile the hearts of fathers to their children and vice versa. John the Baptist, as the forerunner of Jesus, fulfilled the role by turning the hearts of the father to the children during his ministry in the first century. According to Jesus, John functioned as a type of Elijah. Elijah will again serve as a precursor to the messenger of the covenant, who will arrive unexpectedly to cleanse and purify the church. This messenger of the covenant is Jesus. And during his invisible coming to purify the church, he will guide the hearts of the children back to their father, preventing the earth from facing a curse. Just as the literal exodus from literal Egypt was based on an earlier prophecy, so will the spiritual exodus from spiritual Egypt be rooted in prophetic declarations. When John faced questions about his authority to preach, he pointed his questioners to the prophecy found in Isaiah chapter 40, verses 3 to 5, which foretold the very work he was undertaking. Likewise, also, when the spiritual Elijah messengers face questions about their authority to preach, they too should point their questioners to the prophecy found in Malachi. Christ, our righteousness, the role of the loud cry movement. The doctrinal confusion in Babylon has diverted the hearts of the children away from their Father. However, the message of Christ our righteousness, embodying teachings of righteousness known as the loud cry and the latter rain, will clarify the gospel in the minds of God's children, resolve doctrinal confusion, and redirect the hearts of the Father's children back to Him. The Loud Cry movement will align seamlessly with these prophecies. To those with honest hearts, the conviction that both the prophecy and its fulfillment are divinely ordained will be undeniable. Revelation 18 adds the command that Revelation 14 only implies. Revelation 18, verse 4, "Come out of her, my people," commanding God's people to flee out of Babylon, is a loud cry command and is a decisive difference between the second angel's message in Revelation 14 and the fourth angel's message in Revelation 18. Whereas Revelation 14, verse 8 declares the fall but does not command separation, Revelation 18, verse 4 calls God's people out of Babylon, which shows that Revelation 18 is a climax of the second angel's message. It is the final phase of the same warning and an urgent appeal to separate from end time deceptions before the plagues fall. This chart is a simple guide comparing Revelation 14 and 18 to show how the same message grows in power at the end. It is a short overview of how Revelation 14's warning leads into Revelation 18's louder call for people to step away from corruption. Column 1 presents the events in Revelation 14. Column 2 presents the events in Revelation 18. And column 3 shows a connection between them. Phase 1. Revelation 14 announces Babylon's fall, and Revelation 18 repeats the fall with power. Connection. It's the same message expanded. Phase 2. Revelation 14 warns the world, and Revelation 18 enlightens the world. Connection. It's the same theme, but on a larger scale. Phase 3. Revelation 14 gives the reason for the fall, and Revelation 18 shows the full development of the corruption. Connection. Revelation 18 fulfills what Revelation 14 predicted. Phase 4. Revelation 14 is the pre crisis warning, and Revelation 18 is the final end time separation. Connection. Both are part of the same timeline. Phase 5. Revelation 14 gives the command to leave Babylon, and Revelation 18 gives a clear call, come out of her. Connection. Revelation 18 completes Revelation 14. Phase 6. Revelation 14 is a single angel. Revelation 18 is a mighty angel. Connection. There is an escalation from a message to a movement. Revelation 14 is the announcement, and Revelation 18 is the fulfillment. The connection between them is that Revelation 18 is the early message of Babylon's fall, and Revelation 18 is the final powerful repetition. It is the same story shown in two stages. The ultimate indisputable link. The loud cry of Revelation 18 is the final empowered global expansion of the second angel's message of Revelation 14. It begins a warning which Revelation 18 finishes in power and glory. The second angel announces Babylon's fall, and the loud cry demands separation from her, representing two phases of one continuous end time message. The expansion and intensification of corruption in Babylon between Revelation 14 and 18. Between Revelation 14 and 18, Babylon expands and deepens in corruption. Babylon's full development is shown in Revelation 16 to 17. In Revelation 16, the plagues begin to fall on the followers of Babylon. And in Revelation 17, the woman, Babylon, the apostate church, rises the beast and deceives the kings of the earth. Babylon becomes the central religious political power in end time deception. And the effect is that the world's spiritual situation becomes dramatically worse than in Revelation 14, setting the stage for a greater final warning.